Welcome everybody to the land of alligators and flamingos. We are live in Miami for GRS F2. We're starting off with an overcast qualifying, 15 drivers making it out today. And a very nice F2 grid we have this season. It's been so much fun to watch so far. And we get to see them go at it at a pretty low grip circuit. Some pretty interesting places to try and go side by side. Usually doesn't work out too well, so we may see a good shake up in the order early on. Looks like a lot of people trying to get out nice and early. Chris Free, one of them, leading us out of the pits. Very interesting track Miami is. Pretty much, can you call it a street circuit if it's pretty much a car park? It feels more like a street circuit than a real track. That's what it is. Nice long straights. Some people might be running low downforce, along with some very technical sections, especially Sector 1 through the S's and Sector 2 in the section we're coming up to now, the Mickey Mouse section. Pretty much idle the car through the chicane that we're coming up to now. Might see some drivers running some high downforce for that. You never really know. But that is a very long straight. Some overtaking opportunities heading into the final corner. Hard to follow through the chicane though. That's the problem. Need to have a really good chicane compared to the driver ahead in order to get in front. But we will watch Free give us a tour of the circuit for the first time today. And we'll leave everything on, why won't we? Out of the final corner we go. Well, there's a couple more corners after that, but they don't really matter. Anyway, down the pit straight we go. Probably the shortest straight of the track. Heading into turn 1. Nice tightening corner. Opens up through 2 and then 3. Just keeping the rear of the car. Not really flat out, kind of half throttle, 75%. And then through the S's, a little more flat than that. It looks like he's got a nice front end on the Red Bull indeed. Then the very long tightening turns 7 and 8. It is technically 2 corners that I'm seeing over here. And then down the first of the back straights, bit of a shorter one, heads into the tight left-hander of 11 before the very technical section. Then we head into now then the long right-hander of 12. A fairly fast corner. Through 13 and then 14, 15 is the chicane. 16 is the very tight left-hander once again to head onto the long back straight, the main back straight. And it is a long one indeed. DRS opens pretty early. Fully flat out into turn 17. Opens up on exit. Not much traction for some reason. Well, not much traction around the track, but a little bit less in that corner for whatever reason. But over the start and finish line we go, and it's a 27.4 to start us off. And who else is going to be crossing the line for a lap? Anthony Bogg with a 28.2. So that is fairly slow compared to Free. How about the Ferrari back there? Is that Snape? Yes, it was Snape with a 28.7. Interesting indeed. Usually helps if I put the microphone actually close to me. Anyway. Ferrari is going to be crossing the line next of Dordovic. Caleb White with a 28.4. That's still a second off of Free's time. What can Marco do? Going to be rounding, what is that, turn 19 now? And a 27.5. Okay. So a tenth away. How about the Mercedes down here of FA? Crosses the line and puts up a 28.6. And then the Alpine is that Lions. It's his teammate. Where's his teammate? Tyler Witz. Here we go. Crosses the line, puts it up into P327.7. Where is Lions going to fare in all of this? Can anyone dethrone Chris free from provisional pole? It's not going to be Lions of 28.6 for him. And then it's going to be the two Astons after that. Andreas Ryman, there we go. 27.2, a good 2/3 faster than Free with his teammate in 4th place with a 27.6. Oh, I need to send an invite. To... Pretty sure I have this guy. There we go. Got too many friends. Okay. Who is on a lap? Can we pick up Spanswick, I think? Yes, we can. Alright, where are we? We are on the first of the back straights. Heading up to 11. Want to bring the car all the way to the right to open up the corner. Down to second gear goes Spanswick. And just lifting off the throttle, getting the car turned in to 12. Not much traction on the power. Want to cut that chicane like he just did there as much as possible. So as to not go over the curb to unsettle the car, but still in the corner deep enough to take a fast speed, and then tries to pick up a slipstream from the Aston, who's not really moving fast enough to displace any air. Into the final major corner we go. 17 misses the apex. Easy to do. Hello, Rajuel. Watching Spanswick cross the line now, and it is P8 for him, 28.4. So 27.2 for a provisional pull time, 28.7 for Mitch Snape down in P11. So pretty good spread of times so far. I have to say there's a good few people to still set a lap. Who can we watch? Caleb White is out. Bradshaw is going to be out in a moment. Where is Ahern on an invalid lap already? Must have invalidated through the S's or something. Rajuel misses this tier. Understandable. F2 is a pretty good place to be. F1 can get a little crazy. Alright, who are we watching? I think that is going to be Caleb White, the first one. Nope, actually, Bradshaw's overtaken him. We'll watch Bradshaw. Yet to set a lap, first of the McLarens, and first of this line to be setting their run. And a couple more people coming out of the pit lane. Hopefully will not be impeding the McLarens, but I think they'll probably be clear. All right, on board with Bradshaw, 4th gear out of the final traction zone. Down the pit straight. Bit of a short straight is the pit straight. Bit difficult to make a move down into turn 1. But through 2 and 3 we go. Then just carefully applying the power while still switching directions. It's pretty difficult to do in this game. And lifts off for the left-hander, then the right, and another left. Keep it around the outside because you want to really turn it in for the tightening turn 8. That's a pretty good take right there, have to say. But it looks like his teammate is on his gearbox. If we just look behind. Oh, the track map is a little deceiving, I suppose. Through 11 then. The tight left-hander opens into 12. Just V-shaping that one. Very nicely done. Carry some speed through the entry and exit. Maybe just a little understeer through the chicane, a little offline, but that is... Ooh, it's going to be okay. Actually found quite a bit of traction on the exit of the chicane. Very nice to see. Down the long back straight. Brakes just before 100 meters into the final major corner. There we go. That's a good take. Having to short shift to 4th on that one. Understandable indeed. Crosses the line for P3 and his teammate in P6. It's a 27.4 and a 27.6 respectively. Nicely done, everyone. Deanan is back with us in F2. Driving the Alpha Tauri, going to be crossing the line just now. Puts it up into P9 to 27.9. Has a Williams right behind, who might not have improved based on no change in the timing tower. Snape is going to be across the line next. What's he found? He's found some time. 0.4 of a second, but still in the 28s. Well, provisional pole right now, GRS Ryman sitting with a low 27. So still a very large spread of times in F2. I feel like I don't say that very often. Usually they're pretty close together, but today, some people just not feeling the track as well. Meanwhile, we have Haas in the Alfa Romeo has just about lost his rear 100 meters away from the actual traction zone there. That's going to cost him dearly in terms of time. 1:29.1 for him. Next across the line is the Alpine of Lions to start a lap. FA bumps it up into P8. Vincent Ryman is just finishes up, finds half a tenth it looks like. So still P5 for him, and Chris Free is going on another run by the looks of it. So who is going to be the first one on an actual lap here? Not Ahern, it's going to be, is that Marco? No, it's not Marco, it's Snape on an in lap. But we'll watch Marco anyway. No, Marco's going on a second run. Let's see here. Let's see, Lyons is on a slow lap by the looks of it. Where's his teammate on an out lap? Someone was on a lap, I know. Someone was. Who was it? Surely someone was on a fast lap. Anyway. Might as well just watch Marco. Watch Marco. We'll watch Marco. How does the XF1 driver get on with the lap? Bringing it all the way to the left for turn 1, maximizing the turn in. Nicely done indeed. Short shifting to 4th, just about loses it on the curbs though. That's probably a 10th in that. Can he find that time back? Is the question. Very nice aggressive take of the curb there on the left-hander for 4. Haven't seen many people doing that today. And there's an AI McLaren in his way. Oh, it wasn't AI, it was just ghosted for griefing. Bradshaw, you naughty, naughty boy. I think Marco has now backed out of this one because that lost him a load of time. Oh, there's 2 Red Bulls today. Oh, Lami's in. Okay, that got me confused. I saw a Red Bull here and I saw Free was in the pit lane. Very confusing. Anyway, how's Ahern getting on with this one? Oh, he's not going quick, is he? Okay. Who is? Well, Lyons isn't. Lyons is definitely not going too quick. He's, let's see, where is he? The middle of turn 5, it looks like. Getting his Alpine pointed the right direction. Tyler Witz, heading through the chicane. Exiting onto the long back straight. Has some clear air ahead of him, and 0.2 in his pocket. Just needs to carry some speed through the final corner. 0.2 right now would put him just around the P4, P5 mark by the looks of it. 27.590 for both Dordovic and Ryman in P4 and P5, worth mentioning. Well job, guys. Very choreographed. P6 for Tyler Witz, lost a 10th somewhere, but still managed to improve to 6th position. Let's see who is the Alfa Romeo. Was on an in lap. Vincent on an invalid lap, also coming in by the looks of it. No, not Tyler Witz. We were just with him. Callum Lyons in the other Alpine. Through 17. Opens up the angle of the exit, but is not on a flyer. Where is Lamy at? Yeah. He's, his steering wheel says he's on the pit limiter, but he's all over the track. And unfortunately, he's the only person worth watching right now, so we'll see if he gives us anything interesting here on is it a slow lap? I don't think it is. He's burning battery. It's It's going to be a slow lap, if I had to guess. You're saying that he didn't practice for this, and Miami is one of those tracks that you really need to. That second Ferrari driver is so slow. I know it. Isn't he just... Well, we have seen the race pace from Snape, and that is definitely quite the opposite of his qualifying pace, which is good for him. Makes up a lot of positions as long as he doesn't bin in at the end, which tends to happen. But Alami invalidated, and I didn't even realize, and we have a bunch of people pouring out of the pit lane now. Mitch got blocked by his teammate. The race pace includes 2 spins minimum. He's got it down to 1. I can promise you that much. But yes, still a minimum. Okay. Where is Ahern? Here we go. Going to be leading the field. Oh, is that free up there? Yes, it is. Got out way ahead of everyone else, so we'll watch him instead. Currently P2. And looking to improve. Bradshaw is right close to him. And then Dordovic is another 10th away, so needs to find the better part of 3/10 in order to get up into provisional pole, and Ryman is not going to take that one lying down by any means. So here is Chris Free. Final run for him, I would assume, by everyone coming out of the pit lane. Can't see the time because there's always going to be a yellow flag somewhere on track in qualifying. But final run for him. Oh, just slid it out of turn 2. Well held. Into the S as we go. First the left, switch it to the right. Left once again, walk it out wide for the tightening left-hander of 7 and 8. Mounts the curb there on the exit. Matches his previous best in Sector 1. Into Sector 2 we go now. The medium-sized first of the back straights. Where's his DRS? He's backed off. Okay, he's backed off. He didn't like his Sector 1, so he's backed off and will be going again. We will jump to Witz, who has done the exact same thing. We will instead jump to... Let's see, Ahern down here. Nope. Teammate. Bug. There we go. In the Williams. Not improving through Sector 1 by the looks of it. Can he find some time in Sector 3? Snape, what's Snape done? Snape, what have you done? He's just getting out of everyone's way. Ooh, 5/10 down in his previous best is Bog. I think that is going to be his qualifying concluded. Did Chris Free make the checkered flag? He did not get across the finish line in time, so that's going to be P2 at best for him. Did not find the improvement after backing out of his lap. Let's jump to Caleb White, I believe. Watch someone hopefully improve here, coming out of 17. And currently P7 will be taking the checkered flag now. What will it be for him? Up to P2 with a 27.4. Still 3/10 off of Andreas Ryman. So a very good time from him. Alami takes the checkered flag. The Williams of, let's see, Williams of Ahern here is not going too quick by the looks of it. Just going to be taking the checkered flag. Hawes will be next across the line. Does he find much of an improvement? From P14 to P11 it is. Provisional pole sitter looks to improve his time. 27 flat for him. So everyone else has a big hurdle to jump through. Dean puts it up into P2 with a 27.2. Very nicely done indeed. Bradshaw takes the line. I don't think he improved. And the other Aston Martin of Vincent Ryman up into P3, so Aston's looking good. Effe's got a great qualifying with P4. Very nicely done indeed. And Alpine down in 9th and 10th at best. And that will do it for qualifying. Snape did not find an improvement that lap. And I think the time's still very spread out today. Very uncharacteristic of F2. So a big surprise there, but Andreas Ryman on pole from Dienan, coming back into GRS with Vincent Ryman in the other Aston in P3. FA P4 for Mercedes, Caleb White the first of the McLarens. The two of them being split by Chris Free in the Red Bull, Bradshaw in 7th, and Dordovic, his rival from F1 in P8 in the Ferrari. The two Alpines, 9th and 10th, Witts ahead of Lyons, Hawes in 11th ahead of, ahead of everyone behind him, I suppose. For Alfa Romeo, Bog in 12th for Williams, 13th for Mitch Snape. You'll have a lot to do in the race. Harry Spanswick, 14th for Haas, 15th for the other Williams of Ahern, and 16th for Manuel Lamy, who did not set a time. Indeed, Aston Martin turning up ahead of Alpine, but you never know what could happen in Miami. Could it rain in the race? Definitely could. Could we see some crashing? We usually do in Miami. But it looks to be actually a nice and pleasant day at the track. Might not be seeing much rain. So that'll be good for some drivers. I'm sure most of our drivers are thinking there's not much grip to begin with. Snape is getting sacked in the morning. Oh, we'll see. Marco would never. Here we go then. We are on the grid. It's 3, 4, and 5 lights at Miami. And the race is underway. They were held for quite some time, but Ryman got the better start from Dienan, who is really coming under pressure already from both FA and the other Aston. It's damage and a spin already from FA, who's dropping back like a stone, just getting out of the way. A horrible start from FA. So Vincent Ryman getting past Dienan, and there we go, position solidified. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 ahead of Dienan. Caleb White getting away well. Chris Free coming under pressure through the S's from Bradshaw, who's diving it down the inside of turn 8, and I think he might just have that position. Chris with the better traction, though. They might as well keep it side by side all the way down this first straight here. The two Alpines getting skewered by Marco Dordovic in the Ferrari, who makes contact. And Mitch Snape is all over the wall! Mitch Snape just killed a spectator. FA was involved in that one as well. It was a great qualifying for FA, but damage in P15 right now. Virtual safety car. Was anyone else involved in that one? I am absolutely certain of it. It looks like Ahern is missing an end plate by the looks of it. Yes, he is. All right. Haas is looking good there. How's Dordovic looking? Dordovic is missing an end plate. Okay, how are the Alpines looking? Oh, they're a little too far away. Let's see. Both end plates for Lyons and Witt somehow, but big contact between Dordovic and one of the Alpines. And that was a massive crash for Mitch Snape. I hope he is okay. A VSC to finish lap 1 at Miami. Last time there was a crash like that, I gave a race ban. Oh boy. Okay. How many people are in the pit lane for damage repairs? FA definitely. Hawes, yes. Chris Free, yup. Dordovic, yup. And Ahern, yes. Well, the VSC is in. Andreas leads his teammate by 1.2 seconds. Dienan is right there. And Caleb White has gotten past his teammate. I thought Bradshaw was the one giving some pressure to the Aston Martin, or not to the Aston Martin, the AlphaTauri. But here we go, just about side by side. Don't think Maylanders traveled to Miami because we had no safety cars last race either. Interesting indeed. Yes, yesterday. That's in F3. Okay, well there's the possible strategies powered by AWS. It's mediums to hards, or hards to mediums and mediums. The safety car has no fuel. We took the oil. We commandeered it. Okay. So Caleb White still putting some pretty good pressure on the AlphaTauri ahead, who goes right, then looks left. Bradshaw starting to kind of drop back a little bit without the close slipstream. The two Alpines running close to each other. And then we have kind of the second group here. We have GRS tier 2.5. That Mercedes is still missing an end plate, as in an FA did not hit yes on the changed front wing. And unfortunately for him, that means he still has damage. Caleb White has gotten past Dienand through turn 1. Bradshaw put in the fastest lap of the race and will be looking to follow his teammate through. However, Dienand still right on the rear of Caleb White. Someone's completely lost it. It's Spog, who's completely lost it in P10. And somehow manages to get oversteer without a front wing. And it's a VSC once again. Into the pit lane goes FA for his second front wing change of the day. Well, his first one actually completed. Hopefully he realized he needed to change the thing to yes. Oh, he did. Wonderful. Don't we love this game? So it's a VSC again. Understandable because no one's actually retired. I guess they didn't need to recover Mitch because he literally died. And, well, it's a bit of a further lead from first and second. Does Andreas want to drop back, maybe give some slipstream and DRS to his teammate? Because Caleb White is, he's right there and really had to slow up through the exit of the chicane. Oh, FA got a drive through now. Isn't that just great? Bradshaw with the reactions, though. Probably with the Delta managed to get himself past Dienand right as VSC came in. And has DRS. Dienand is going to try and make it back past, but the McLaren's very good job. Ooh, just boxing him in, just about contact between the two of them there. But Dienand not finding his way past. In the final corner, they made contact. Bradshaw's around, Dienand's around, he's taking an Alpine with him. Callum Lyons retires in the middle of the track. There's debris all over the place. Bradshaw just had to reset to track. Finally, they put some fuel in the safety car. And it is a full safety car this time around. And I'd like to see if the safety car is going to go across the track this time and take someone out. No, it's going to stay to the right. That was so funny in Canada, seeing someone get spun by the safety car. But fortunately, Maylander looking in his mirrors this time around, doing better than Lance Stroll usually does. And making sure not to hit anybody. So full safety car. Oh, wow. This... I'm glad I'm not our full-time steward. I'm just part of the appeals squad. There's going to be a lot to do. Callum Lyons, our second retirement of the day. FA is going to be able to bring himself back up to the rest of the field. Just reading chat here. I was going to say I want to race in F2, still do, but holy hell. Yeah. Yep. Can't wait for stewarding. Oh, it's going to be a fun one. Oh, FA has just retired into the pit lane. He has had enough. Pause just gets past the safety car now. How has so much happened in 4 laps? Seeing as how half of the race so far has been full course yellows. Oh, man. Okay. Tires! I haven't even looked at tires today. Oh my goodness. Alright, tires. Mediums. Yes. Okay. That answers the tires. Free and Dordovic on the hards. Haas on the hards as well. New. Manuel, what are you doing? Where is Manuel? He made it up to 5th. He's made it up to 5th. Goes onto the hard tires. So does Dienand and Spanswick. And I missed someone there. Bradshaw. Bradshaw's in as well. New medium tires for Bradshaw. So some people thinking that the hards are the strat here, but I don't assume the hards will be going to the end. So Bradshaw going for the mediums because he's going to need to pit again anyway. Might as well have a faster second stint, probably. This is why Miami is elite. You get 1.72 races worth of action in 4 laps. Yep. Indeed, Chris. Oh my goodness. Well, Bradshaw just teleporting back in time, but making sure to stay ahead of Chris Free. Not making sure to stay ahead of Chris Free. Making sure to stay ahead of Chris Free. Oh man. This is a fun one. Can't wait to laugh on some incidents. Yep. Can I... Here, actually, let me put a call out to F2. If anyone's got a good clip, put it in chat. Tag me, and we'll look at good clips. Okay, there we go. Ball is out to F2. Hopefully we get to see some funny clips at the end of this. And we've already had so much happen in the first few laps, so I know you have time to cut and edit and upload, everybody, so please do that. Deanon back into the pit lane. What is Deanon into the pit lane for? He's just pitted for some hards. Goes back in. Oh, is he just fulfilling the tire obligation? He has to change his front wing. Okay. But he has also fulfilled the tire obligation, as he's now back on the mediums. Alright, is the safety car going to wait for the Alfa Romeo? Alright, lap 6 of 29. Still an Aston Martin 1-2. And Caleb White right behind them now. Their lead is gone. Tyler Witt's actually doing pretty well to keep himself up into P4, but has the new tire runners right behind him. Although Manuel has not really been running super strongly today. I don't think I'm going to be the first one saying that, so... Not trying to throw shade or anything, just a difficult track to do without practice. So maybe Witz will see himself with a bit of a buffer. Spanswicker right behind, wanting to take advantage. And then Bradshaw having some softer compound tires than everyone in front of him and newer. So he is he's looking in a pretty good position. He's still swapping positions with Chris Free. Oh, he's like really swapped positions this time. So okay. You never really know what's going on here. Got Dordovic right behind him. I guess we are going to be waiting for Haas. So we'll be here for a bit. Well, probably just one more lap, honestly. Here, we'll watch some racing. Ooh, is he trying to burn fuel? I would assume that would be the case. And going slowly into the corner, not braking super hard so as to keep his tires intact. He'll probably make it to the rear of the safety car queue by the end of this lap anyway. Witz and Olami just swap positions. Probably just for a moment. Yeah, Witz was already ahead of Olami. That's true. That's true. Through the S's we go then. Haas carries us through out of turn 3, and then it's the left-hander of 4, the right-hander of 5. Let the car drift wide a little bit through 6, then really let it drift wide as far as you can go through 7, tightens into 8, takes the inside curb, decides not to take the outside curve there, has plenty of traction on his own, and now charges down. Look at all the time he's gaining on Deanon ahead of him. He's going so fast, is George Haas. He's already caught the rear of the AlphaTauri. I'm predicting 2 more DNFs in Sector 2 after safety car ends. Ooh, Sector 2. See, that's a good one. That's pretty specific there. I feel like after a restart... but people really like to go side by side in the S's, though. That's the thing. I mean, Sector 2 usually... I feel like, yeah, Sector 2 is not as bad. It's not as violent. I mean, we did see Mitch Snape get publicly executed in Sector 2, but... Usually it's through the S's that you just see people not leave any space whatsoever. Anyway, safety car is coming in this lap. I want to hop on board with, yeah, Caleb White. I think that's a pretty good call. See how well coordinated the Aston Martins are ahead of him. White leaving himself some space, predicting that it's going to be at the end. Ooh, the end of this straight into the final corner. It could take everyone by surprise and just go really early. In Sector 1, they will just push themselves off, but the walls are so far no DNF. Aha! Yes, very true. Very good. Very good observation. Out of the final... Ooh, out of turn 17 we go. Caleb White had a really good restart, but just a little too much on the throttle. Lost the rear a little bit, lost some time to Tyler Witz, who's going to be trying his sweep around the outside of turn 1. Space given between these two. Witz up into third position. Olami's right behind them. Just about lost his Red Bull there. Has his teammate of Chris Free right behind as well. Spenswick staying ahead of Bradshaw, who's looking at some unconventional lines through the S's. He's going to dive it down the inside of 7. Yes, he is. And that is, yeah, that's Bradshaw up a position. Very nicely done. Yellow flags for Dienand, who's lost it on the exit of the S's, but has not DNF'd. Indeed. We'll look back up at the front of the field. Andreas still leads Vincent from Tyler Witz, who's closing them down. Caleb White dropping back just a little bit, but that's okay. Chris Free was let through by his teammate. By the looks of it, squeezed to the apex there was Harry Spanswick trying to make his way back past Bradshaw. Not able to find that. And now I want to see Tyler Witz real close to the back of Vincent. Not terrible of an exit there. Bradshaw still ahead of... Yep, still ahead of Spanswick and right on the rear of... Oh, Dienand has lost it in the chicane on his own. Completely on his own because he had spun earlier on, and that's a full safety car for some reason. All right. Oh, man. Full course yellow number 4, safety car number 2, and 2 virtual safety cars. Aston Martin is double stacking, and you really don't want to do that when you're that close. Vincent's going to lose so many positions here, even though everyone else is pitting. Bradshaw still got some pretty good tires, so he is staying out, as is Chris Free, because his tires are fine, because they're hards, and they can take 7 laps. They're going to be okay. Hawes stays out as well, goes all the way up to P6. Dienand is gone. Andreas Ryman leads the... Whoa! 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 Wait. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, no. Oh, shambles already. It's only lap 9. We have 20 laps to go. We're like a third of the way through, guys. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Chris got disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. Spanswick is looking to do the same, I guess. How do you get disqualified for ignoring yellow flags? Passing under safety car. Yes, did he though? I feel like he was pretty far away from Bradshaw. Did he... Wait, who was ahead? Who was ahead? I don't remember. Overtook the safety car. Okay, yeah, I thought he was behind Bradshaw, and then I was like, no, he overtook the safety car, but you can't do that if you're in second. Okay, overtook the safety car. Happens when you lag. It happens. My American internet has done that on a few occasions. So, what do we have? Race rundown. Bradshaw leads, 4-lap old medium tires. Spanswick, second place. Haas, similarly aged hard tires. Marko Dordovic pitted a couple laps earlier than the 2 people ahead of him, but he is on hard, so they're going to be feeling okay, I'm sure. Bog in 4th place. 5-lap old mediums. Hawes in 5th, stayed out on hit. What? Stop trying to overtake. No. Okay. Hawes stayed out on his mediums as well. And the first of the pitters, the new tire runners. Ryman on hard is going to be trying to go to the end, I'm sure. Has Witz right behind. Caleb White right behind him, as they were. Vincent Ryman losing out on 2 positions. through the safety car, through the pit lane, because Aston Martin double stacked, has Ahern right behind him, and then Manuel Olami brings us up into 11th position with new medium tires. That's the rundown. We've lost FA to a retirement in the pits. We lost Deanan to a retirement in the chicane all on his own. We lost Callum Lyons when, yes, he was spun by Deanan. There's already so much happening that I already forgot. We lost Snape due to being murdered right about here by an Alpine. And we lost Chris Free for some reason. Just reading F2 chat. Okay, just overtook the safety car. Okay, some people calling for a restart. Yeah, understandable. This is the kind of chaos IRL F1 needs. Oh, man. Could you imagine the drama? Like, if this happened, like, every week, no one would take F1 seriously. No one takes F1 seriously anymore. But oh, man. F1 would be the laughingstock of the world. Anyway, Bradshaw leads us to green. We're on board with Harry Spanswick in second place. And Bradshaw leads us away across the start-finish line once again to start lap 11. Looks like everyone got away pretty evenly, but Tyler Witt's looking to the inside of Andreas Reimann. They're on the same tire compound and same age. They are looking side by side through 2 and 3, trying to give each other space. They're going to keep it side by side through the S's, but it looks like that's going to be Tyler Witt's up ahead of the Aston Martin. So is Reimann down yet another place. Might get on the bandwagon of F3 is better than F2. Well, the past few races, yeah, probably. Tyler Witt's looking to carve his way through the field. Look at Bradshaw, 1.4 seconds between himself and Harry Spanswick. And Dordovic is right behind, probably looking for a move given the delta. Looking to the inside of 11, and there's really nothing Spanswick can do about that one. To the inside went Tyler Witts as well, got himself up ahead of Haas in the Alfa Romeo. Now has Bog ahead of him to try and clear. Witts looking fiery on the safety car restart. And he's got a pretty good exit out of the chicane as well onto the long back straight, dumping his battery, trying to get up to Bog up ahead. Might have been draining his battery as well, but here comes the slipstream because Tyler Witts is much closer to the Williams and the Williams is to the Haas. To the inside of turn 17 we go then, and as they come into shot, that is Tyler Witts getting himself up into 4th position already. So look at everyone else who came in under that safety car. Olami is fighting it out with Haas as well, and that is the Red Bull driver up to P6 through turn 1 we go. And then the Aston Martin of Reimann just had to give some space to Caleb White. And who is that? That's Vincent. Vincent Reimann all the way down to P11. Some sort of a mistake. I thought I saw the two Aston Martins starting to come together maybe. So that could be some team-on-team action there. All right, Olami tries it to the inside of 7 and 8, doesn't find anything there. Tyler Witts is already on the rear of Harry Spanswick. I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move. This time around, is Olami going to try something a little outrageous? Oh, yes, he is. To turn 11 we go. Olami takes the inside and takes that position away. Bog now down to 6th position. Olami up to 5th. Caleb White still fighting it out with Haas, but White is in front. And now Dordovic is past Harry Spanswick on some older tires and will be the one to try and chase down Adam Bradshaw, but he's got almost 2 seconds to try and make up in order to get that P1 position. And Witt's just a little bit too far back to make a move right now. Caleb White on the back of Bog now, and going to be looking to the inside of 17. And Bog, not really fighting that one, knows that there are probably 15 different strategies in play right now, despite there being 11 cars on track. Witt's now going to be looking first to the inside, now to the outside, now to the inside for realsies this time. Tries to make a move on the inside of turn 1, but Spanswick holds him at bay. Just gave him just about enough space on the inside of turn 1 by the looks of it. And now they're starting to drop away from Dordovic. Witz really doesn't want to see that happen. He wants to be up ahead of that Ferrari. Knows that there's going to be some older tires on that Ferrari. Look at that. What a beautiful line through 7 and 8. Tyler Witt's up into 3rd now. And he's got Dordovic within DRS. Not activated this time around. Yes, activated this time around, however. Spanswick looking to the outside of 11. Is he going to make it stick? He's making it side by side with the Alpine. Marco's just trying to box him in, but Spanswick back up into 3rd position with the DRS. Very nicely done. And we just see Olami starting to harvest. He's pushing that battery. A little twitch of the rear on the exit of 12 from Spanswick. Saw Witz have a sniff up the inside, but a bit difficult to make it side by side with anyone there. 2.6 seconds the gap between Dordovic and Bradshaw. That's P1 to P2. And the tires on Dordovic's car probably not feeling the greatest. Hawes trying to make his way past Bog now, and it makes that happen quite easily indeed before they get to the braking zone. Witt's not close enough to make a move into turn 17. We'll try to make one on the exit. The tires on Marco Dordovic cannot be feeling very good. He's going so slow. Are they going to make it 3 wide into turn 1? Oh, they think better of it. But it is still, they're going to be 3 wide at the exit, though, through turn 2 and now 3. Spanswick has to give space. So now he's lost both of those positions. He was looking to get ahead of Dordovic. And now the Red Bull of Manuel Olami's looking to sweep his way through in the S's, and he does! Olami's up into 4th position now. Horrible positioning there for Spanswick, and he has to give way now to Caleb White. Wow, 3 wide through turn 1. And 2 and 3. And wow, Harry Spanswick really coming off worse there. Tyler Witz now needs to get past the Ferrari. Manuel Olami does too. They're going to make it 3 wide again into turn 11. A little bit of a shove to the Alpine. They're both past Marco Dordovic to the inside. To the inside goes the McLaren of Caleb White from way too far back. Gives a spin to the Ferrari. They're still side by side heading into the chicane. Tyler Witz is on the outside. He has to back out of this one. Now Caleb White's going to be joining the fight for P2. 5 seconds is the gap between P1 and 2. And Caleb, what are you doing? You have to go faster. I don't... okay. Let's see. That's going to be... I don't know what I just witnessed. I think he just about lost the car. He just decided to not do anything about it. I don't know. Tyler Witz is chasing down Manuel Olami, who does not have that much battery left. Let's turn on the telemetry, not the penalties, the telemetry. A little bit of battery left for Tyler Witz. And, here we go. Side by side, once again, Caleb White and Marco Dordovic. Somehow these two are still together, despite coming together just a few corners ago. But that is Caleb White up into P5 now. And now Vincent Ryman, Aston Martin went from heroes to zeros after the safety car restart. Caleb was probably letting Marco through because of the contact. Understandable. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. A little bit of a breather. A little bit of a breather. Vincent Ryman makes a nice, easy DRS overtake. There we go. That's the kind of overtaking we need. And how's Tyler doing? Just keeping himself behind there. There we go. Just going to keep switching between these two fights. Manuel cooking, yes, indeed. He's really got something going on here. But he's got Tyler Witz right behind him, who does not really have to worry about anything behind himself. Didn't he start last? Yes, he did not set a qualifying time. So, just keeping it clean, honestly. Hasn't really fallen afoul of any incidents. Through goes Tyler Witz, by the way. And Caleb White as well on Harry Spanswick. So, yeah, just keeping it clean. Hasn't fallen afoul of any incidents. And making overtakes when they count. Going for some risky stuff, have to say. Made it 3 wide a couple times now. Dordovic into the pit lane. Let's cut to that real quick. 3 wide a couple times now. And lucky not to find it in the wall. But very nice to see him doing pretty well. Doing pretty well for himself. So, I sort of counted him out earlier, and I should not have done that. because he's doing pretty well. Currently P3 in the last of the podium positions and has just under 2 seconds to Caleb White, although it looks like he kind of lost the rear of his car through 7 and 8. And now that is 1.5 seconds. White is starting to pull clear of Spanswick, who has Vincent Ryman right behind him. What a nice Ferrari strategy, boxing a few laps after the safety car. Yep, good job. So Dordovic is out ahead of Andreas Ryman. His teammate, Vincent, has just made the move for P5 into turn 11 ahead of Harry Spanswick. 11-lap-old hard tires, so Spanswick might just have to bite the bullet and keep with it, or pit now or wait for his safety car is probably his best call. Oh, 4 seconds between Bradshaw and Witts. I think, does that mean Tyler Witts took a second out of Bradshaw's lead? Because I think it was 5 seconds, if I remember rightly. 11-lap-old mediums might start to not feel the greatest here, but Tyler's tires not feeling much newer, but they are hard compounds, so lasting a little longer as well. Oh yeah, he is taking quite a bit of time out of Bradshaw's lead now. So interesting strategies at play for sure. Caleb White has already caught up to the back of Manuel Alami. We were saying the gap was around 2 seconds last lap, and now it is 0.6. So Caleb White finding some pretty good pace. And Olami just starting to drop away a little bit. Is he going to be looking for the move down the short back straight? Looks like he is. It has already made it side by side through the DRS activation point. And that is Caleb White up into 3rd position, ahead of Olami. And I'm sure these two are going to be looking to trade positions and play off of each other for a few more laps, as long as Olami can stick with him. Vincent Ryman looking to get involved, just needs to find a little bit of time in order to get the DRS, but he has just done so because the detection point is on the exit of this corner, and he is definitely within 1 second. So Vincent Ryman joins the fray on the battle for P3 if he can get ahead of both drivers ahead of him. And Spanswick is just a little bit too far away to make the DRS open. All right. Took until lap 18 for everything to calm down, but everything has calmed down just a little bit. Under 4 seconds. Yeah, under 4 seconds is the gap between P1 and 2. Spanswick into the pit lane off of 13-lap-old hard tires. That is the age that Hawes and Bradshaw are looking at right now, and they're mediums, so maybe not feeling too good are they. Goes for the softs, so assuming that the softs will not make it 11 laps around Miami, which is probably the case. Medium's a nice safe bet there for sure. So Spanswick still emerges in the points. Andreas Ryman really fell off after that safety car restart. Might have gotten himself some irreparable damage. Could be the case. But a little bit in no man's land. Be interesting to see if the strategy works. I want to be proved wrong. Yeah, okay. Oh, understandable. So Marco did not have new hards to pit on. That's true, because you only get one set unless you change your allocation. And mediums wouldn't have made it to the end. Now, we are seeing some people try and take it to the end on mediums, i.e. our race leader, who is losing time hand over fist to Tyler Witts. Gap just over 3 seconds now. Ooh, side by side between these two, Olami and, Tyler Witts. I was about to say Bradshaw. Olami and Caleb White. There we go, if I get the right person third time around. Trading positions once again, and I'm sure Caleb White's going to be looking for the position back into turn 1, but he does not dive it down the inside, and Chris Free has finally left after being disqualified, which is unfortunate to say the least. Alright. How about Ryman back here in P11, just on the rear of Harry Spanswick. Has some slightly older mediums on his car, but this is the fight for the final points paying position. So, it matters. But Spanswick might just be able to leave Ryman in his wake. given the age of the tires and the difference between them. We'll have to keep close eye on that one. Caleb White still staying behind Olami this time around. We can watch all of the action from on board Vincent Ryman's car, who has just about lost it on the exit of turn 12. I have really good timing. It's like I can tell the future. But manages to keep his Aston Martin under him, but he has just lost a little bit of time. And is that even a second? Yes, it was a second. All right. Okay, 3-second time penalty going to Spanswick. So that is very good news for Andreas Ryman. And Adam Bradshaw is into the pit lane. So is Tyler Witz. Okay. Inheriting the lead will be Caleb White. And Olani's into the pit lane as well. Are they going onto softs? They are going onto softs. Tyler's not, though. Tyler's gone onto mediums. Interesting indeed. There's not much race running left. I feel like the softs are probably going to be the tire of choice right now, but maybe not everyone having a new set of softs and not wanting to run anything scrubbed. Bradshaw emerges from the pit lane P4, so that's still a good position. The only people ahead of him are running old hard tires, and he's got 5 and a bit seconds to make it onto the podium. And honestly, I think he can do it. We might just be seeing at a McLaren 1-2. I could. Just one more DNF and everyone scores points. People in F2 are kind to allow that to happen. Yep. I suppose that's a good way of looking at it. So, see, Caleb White had already broken free of Vincent Ryman. So 1.5 seconds between those two. Ahern's quite a ways away in the Williams. Tyler Witz dives it down the inside of Marko Dordovic with some slightly newer mediums. Makes it up into P5. And what is the fight going on here? It's Spanswick and Olami. Olami is ahead on the fresh, the new, the unused soft tires ahead of the ever so slightly used mediums. What is this camera angle? I have never gotten this one before. Have I? What? Usually it's from like the inside of the car. That was from the 360 on the nose. That was a weird one. Okay. Caleb White is in a lap later than his teammate. And Ahern is in as well. Ryman, does Ryman want to try and go to the end is the question. What is the gap? 7.5 seconds. It's nice seeing everything from the helmet cam. All right, 7 flat seconds. So I think, yeah, Bradshaw's going to be gaining so much time on the hards, and I don't think the softs are going to die out that much by the end of the race. Only 8 more laps left to go. They're not going to be feeling too great, but I have a feeling, oh, he's gained like 2 seconds through the S's. Yeah, so Ryman might either have to pit and let himself be undercut or hang on for dear life for whatever points he can keep. Because Bradshaw is on his way. We will look at the fight between the Williams and the Alfa Romeo here. Haas on the new softs, Ahern on the new mediums, and that is Haas up into P9. Are those clouds? Rain, maybe. Ooh, it's not as sunny as when we started, that's for sure. Interesting observation. Thank you for that one. Appreciate it. Could be seeing some rain. Just looking overcast now. No spits of rain quite yet, but it is looking quite dark. Quite dark indeed. Fastest lap going to Adam Bradshaw, pushing on for that P1 position, wants it as soon as he possibly can get it. And his teammate Caleb White re-emerged from the pit lane, P7. Only 1 penalty on track right now. 3 seconds for Harry Spanswick ahead of Caleb White. And he's going to be looking for that position on track anyway. Ahern on the back of Haas. White on the back of Spanswick. Isn't this just a lovely race? And look at how much ground Caleb White can make up. 3 laps newer on the mediums, that's it. And he made up quite a bit of ground through turns 7 and 8. DRS is open for the McLaren, so he is now quite a ways clear of Spanswick as they head into turn 11. Has Manuel Olami ahead of him now, as these two are still going to be fighting it out. Ahern is going to be trying to make his way past Hawes and does so, shoots it down the inside into turn 11. And not much Hawes can do about that one. Bradshaw, meanwhile, has caught the DRS of Vincent Ryman for the race lead. So I'm sure those softs are not worn out quite yet. Still going to be finding some good lap times on those. Track limits penalty for Hawes. And now Adam Bradshaw, as soon as he possibly can, they're not leaving space. Vincent Ryman's around. Vincent Ryman is around from the race lead, just waits for the Alpine of Tyler Witz to go through. Well, that's not how he wanted to be losing these positions. He wanted to fight for them as hard as he possibly could, but the front wing of Adam Bradshaw just going into his rear wheel, I don't really think that's a place you need to be putting your front wing. I'm sorry, I have to say, Bradshaw, I wouldn't rule in favor of you on this one. That you could have so easily backed out of that one. Just get it on the DRS. It would have been so much easier and safer. But anyway, we will see what the stewards say about that one. I am not a full-time steward. I'm just part of the appeals team. So now we have a three-way battle between Caleb White, Olami, and Harry Spanswick for 4th position. And if they catch Marko Dordovic, it would make it 3rd position. And Spanswick trying to make his way down the inside of Olami at 11, space given between those two. Yes, this race is the gift that keeps on giving. So Bradshaw might be wanting to get himself 5 seconds clear, in case there would be a penalty coming his way. And Tyler Witz is, well, maybe just wants to keep himself within that 5-second range then. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. You never know. Give F to an unusual track and all of a sudden everyone forgets how to drive. Yeah, it seems to be the case. Spanswick ahead of Olami this time around. But Caleb White has already pulled himself clear, so they're not going to be able to get DRS off of him. So I think Olami's just going to... I mean, he could just sit behind and reap the benefits of the track limits penalty, unless he thinks that that's going to be removed under stewarding. Remember when we were oh, what's happened? What has happened? Manuel Olami is in neutral. He's spun it through turn 1. Was he assisted in that, I wonder? Was he going for a move on Spanswick, and Spanswick did not leave the space? We didn't catch it live. I apologize for that one, but yet another chapter in the story of the race. A very half-hearted dive to the inside from Ahern, but 15-lap old hards, you could send any move. You could send a move in a GT3 car, he'd be able to make it down the inside, I feel like. Caleb White's going to be fighting it out for the final podium position now. 5 laps left to go, and slightly newer tires for Caleb White's McLaren, and that looked like it was over track limits, but won't say anything about that. As now he's going to have the DRS to his advantage. Just about 4 seconds the gap between P1 and 2, as Caleb White opens up his rear wing and sails past the Ferrari of Marko Dordovic, who pulls into his slipstream to try and fight it back as much as he can, but won't be able to. Further back, we can see the fight between the two Rymans and Ahern. Remember when we were saying, I don't know if I started saying the sentence, I feel. We were thinking about a Aston Martin 1-2. And now they're running, well, they were running 6 and 7. Now it looks like they're running 6 and 8. So we saw Ahern get past Vincent, and now past the other Ryman goes the Williams of Ahern up into P6 now. Old tires on both of those Aston Martins. Really just hasn't gone their way since the safety car restart. And it's unfortunate to see because they were running so well. But it is swinging the way of McLaren as well as Alpine. Although one Alpine is currently in the pit garage. Or, sorry, this is a British leash. The pit garage. Okay. Who is going to be next past the Rymans? It's going to be Haas. Going to be looking to make his way past. 4 laps left to go. Going to be 3 as Bradshaw crosses the line in a few corners' time. And Dordovic still holding on to the back of Caleb White, just reaping the benefits of DRS. Although, as I say that, he's just outside of a second now, and Spanswick is going to be creeping ever closer to the rear of that Ferrari. Only a couple laps newer on the mediums, and neither driver with a whole lot of battery, as we see Haas now right behind the Aston Martin. So it could be a pretty good fight between Dordovic and Spanswick. Unfortunately, Spanswick does have that time penalty, so I don't think he'll be able to clear Marco by 3 seconds, as these two are going side by side through 17, and that is 5-lap-old softs compared to 16 laps on the hards. Make that 17. So, Haas is through. Has a bit of time to catch Andreas Reimann by to get that DRS, but I think he might be able to make up a lot of time through the S's and 7 and 8. Yeah, give F2 an unusual track and everyone forgets how to drive. Remember what the original calendar was going to be? This would have been an absolute war zone. But Tyler Witts, worth mentioning, is well within 3 seconds of Adam Bradshaw now. Are the softs starting to degrade a little bit? Or is Bradshaw just kind of preserving his softs, making sure that he's still got some pace to the end? Could go either way, but based on how the mediums have been going, I'm sure Witts can be pushing those mediums as hard as he possibly can. He doesn't need to worry about preservation at all. Making it just over 2 seconds. Yeah, might make it under 2 seconds on the exit of 17. Nope. Just 2 seconds flat. And now Harry Spanswick gets his way past Marco Dordovic on 17. Ooh, is that a switchback? I love me a good switchback. But they're going to keep it side by side, and oh, Marco keeps the DRS. And crucially, keeps himself ahead of Harry Spanswick. Of course, with that penalty, it's not really a race for position, but you might as well. You got race cars on a racetrack. Might as well race. How well can the Haas follow him through, I wonder? Follow him through the S's. Just kind of having to back out with some of that dirty air, but well, quite a wide line from Dordovic there. Little off of the apex, have to say. Now, just under 2 seconds, the gap between P1 and 2. I want to... Oh, sorry. That was a bad time to cut away. There we go. Spanswick gets his way past Dordovic once again. I want to see, is Bradshaw pushing flat out? Oh, I think he is. Those softs might just be degrading that a little bit. And Tyler Witts is ready for him. Under 1.5 seconds, only a couple laps left to go. Could this be a last lap dive down the inside of some corner? Ooh, Witts just needs to keep his Alpine under him. Oh, that's really not time he needs to lose. He smells blood. He smells blood and he wants it. He's just frothing for it, but gotta keep his right foot under control. Gotta keep his rear tires under control. I'm sure they're going to be degrading quite a bit around Miami. Yeah, the gap down to 1.5 seconds, or up to 1.5 seconds, should say. This is the battle we want to see. He sees that McLaren up ahead. Gaining time through the S's. Oh, you don't want to be going off track though, buddy. Just trying to take that late apex through 7 and 8. Stable around 1.5 seconds. Soft medium crossover here is about 4 laps, so Tyler, yes, he has been gaining for a while. It's just a wonder when, if he catches. Ooh, yellow flag. Who's lost it? Haas through 7. Who was he fighting with? I don't really remember him fighting with anyone, if memory serves. But anyway, now finds himself in 11th out of 11, and that's quite painful to have happen. Alright, so Tyler has gained a 10th or 2, so he's really pushing along. I mean, we know Bradshaw has some pace. Crossover here is really only 4 laps. It's kind of lame. But they're both putting 9 laps on their tires now. Neither driver with much battery left. It is the last lap of the race. Tyler really has to get in DRS at some point. Ideally, it would be in the next DRS zone. He's only got 1, maybe 2 tenths to gain. If he can do that, if he can have a really good take of the S's, maybe just feeling a little bit nervous, kind of had to back out of turn 4 by the sound of it. Where's the DRS detection point? It's on the exit. He needs a good exit. Oh, he's in it. He's in it. He's in 1 second. I think he's got DRS. He's not going to make a move down to turn 11, but he's going to get that much closer. Follow Bradshaw through the Mickey Mouse section, and then he needs a good exit out of that and get some DRS down the long straight. Could have this pass done on track. Here we go. It is the final lap, and this will be a pass for position. Barring any post-race stewarding, it could go any given person's way, because there's been so much happening today. But Tyler Witt's right on the gearbox of the McLaren of Adam Bradshaw. Dumps the battery on the throttle. Got a decent enough exit. Knows he's going to be getting that DRS. Has the momentum. Bradshaw goes inside, but there's nothing he can do about this one. Tyler Witts is through. Up into first position. Bradshaw now tries to fight him back. Forces him to give him some space on the outside, but he's locked up. He's gone wide. He's gone wide, and that's going to be all she wrote for Adam Bradshaw. Tyler Witts is going to be crossing the line, rounds turn 19, and wins in Miami. And a beautiful win it was. Witts winning from Bradshaw. Caleb White, with a beautiful race of his own, comes home P3. Great points result for McLaren. It's going to be Spanswick losing his position on track limits penalties to Marko Dordovic, finishing 4th. Ahern now 6th. The 2 Rymans in the Aston Martin, 7th and 8th. A far cry from where they were at the beginning of the race. Oh, that is Haas around again. Haas around again. Well, in a race with 11 people, someone had to finish outside of the points, and it just so happened to be George Haas. So we will get some official results. We will look at the race director. There we go. Only now just starting to lose my mind. So we've made it through the race. Driver of the day, Harry Spanswick. Okay. I mean, I'm sure he's made up quite a few positions on DNFs and whatnot. He had good pace. He had some good pace. He had a good finishing position, but Tyler Witts bringing it home across the line first. Some interesting incidents going on today. I'm pretty sure it was an Alpine putting Mitch Snape in the wall, although I don't remember which one it was. So, yep, Steward Chat's going to be a whole lot of fun to look at, as is incident inquiries. We can bust out the popcorn for that one. But I'm fairly certain Witts is going to be keeping this victory. It was a very, very nice, great victory from him, from P9 on the grid, I should mention. Of course, the first few people, the people who finished in the first few positions in qualifying not having the greatest of races. As I said, starting to lose my mind a little bit. All right, race director, we can get some incidents, and I've not been tagged in F2 chat, so I don't think anyone's giving me any funny clips. That is a very close, short incident screen. But not many track limits to go around at Miami. I just want to check, has anybody put anything in that we can look at? No, not really. Okay. Well, someone got a photo of the race director. We got it live on stream. All right. That is going to do it for us. The race, of course, is not over. It's going to go on in the stewarding room. But, yes, we will see you next time. It might, I hate to say it might not be me, because some IRL job switcheroos and schedule changes, so might not be me next week. Very sad to say, because this is a good send-off. If this is my send-off, this was great. I loved it. So, whole lot of fun. We'll still be live, whoever's going to be taking over for streaming for F2, so be sure to tune in for that. Going to be having the same drivers and all that fun stuff. Where are we next week? That's the one thing I always end on. Where are we next week? We can pull up the calendar here. GRS is going to Australia next week. That's going to be a fun one. Everyone loves Australia. It's like Miami, but it has grips, so it's more fun. Okay, tune in for that next week. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we hope to see you there. Goodbye.